And continuing in the Philippines, the oil spill from a sunken tanker remains a serious challenge for people living on Mindoro Island. 1 month on, the Philippine Coast Guard says crews have managed to clean up 60% of affected coastlines. CNA's Buena Bernal takes us inside the arduous operation in the second report of a two-part series.
The Philippines' coastal town of Pola in Mindoro Island boasts of beautiful, untouched beaches. 1 month since the sinking of tanker Princess Empress that caused a major oil spill off the island's coast, Pola remains one of the most affected towns. Private contractors are hired by the ship owner to operate onshore and offshore cleanup. On land, 20 locals from each of the affected villages are hired to collect oil sludge. They work 4 hours a day for a little under $7 US. 35-year-old Jeffrey Sanchez volunteered for the program after he saw his income disappear.
Dahil wala po kami trabaho sa dagat, kaya nag-volunteer po kami din sa paglilinis po ng langis. Yung hanap buhay po namin, ma'am, nawala po dahil bawal po mangisda ngayon.
Many of the cleanup sites in Pola require a hike before arriving there. Collected oil from the shores are then stored in drums like these, sealed but stored in the community before being collected by a subcontractor. Pola town is home to at least 7 marine protected areas, wherein activities including certain types of fishing are either limited or banned to protect marine life there. The areas are guarded by so-called Bantay Dagat or Sea Patrol, a task force in Philippine coastal communities. Spill booms were used as a barrier to prevent oil floating on water to reach other areas. Maritime police and locals here also made improvised spill booms out of coconut tree leaves and husks, but they can only stretch their creativity this far. The bigger challenge remains out at sea. Here, an oil dispersant is sprayed each day. 2 tugboats collect oily water mixture while the Philippine Coast Guard ship is within the vicinity. One of the tugboats collecting spilled oil offshore arrives at the port at 5 p.m. each day. The private contractor that's hired for the offshore cleanup is testing dispersant for its effectiveness. It is also seeking external help to siphon oil from the sunken tanker, which is believed to have submerged nearly 400 meters.
As far as emergency response, we alone cannot address the whole problem. That's why there are some technical issues that we have also to consider.
Dusk has arrived, but maritime officers are waiting for an important part of the cleaning operations. We've waited all day for this tugboat behind me by the ship owner's private contractor to come back here on port with collected waste from offshore. Now tonight, almost a month into the containment efforts, is the first time that the subcontracted oil waste collector, that's the truck with blinking lights behind me, will be collecting and transporting oil waste from here in Mindoro Island to Bulacan Province, closer to Manila, with thousands of liters of collected oil. Before being transported to the Bulacan treatment facility, they would need to collect at least 30,000 liters of oil to maximize the trip. Only 1/3 of that has been reached a month into the containment efforts. A Senate inquiry revealed that the entire region with jurisdiction over Mindoro Island does not have the needed treatment and storage facility. This means oil waste collected would need to be transported off the island. The end-of-day collection by this oil tanker truck is monitored by representatives of different government agencies involved in the cleanup, all painfully aware that for this work at hand, there is a long way to go. Buena Bernal, CNA, Mindoro Island, Philippines.